It's Wednesday, August 28th of 2019, and it's the day before a big trip here on Guy's Daily Drive. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, August 28th. Did I say 25th? I meant August 28th, in case I screwed that up in the intro. And I'm getting ready to leave on a trip. I talked about it a little bit in the last Guy's Daily Drive. Going down to my brother's to help him with some tech stuff. But there's been a slight wrinkle in the form of a hurricane, or potentially a hurricane. Right now I think it's still a tropical storm, Dorian, whatever the hell that means. Another name. So we got tropical storm Dorian that is currently right around Puerto Rico and doing all kinds of bad things there. And hold on, I'm flying to Orlando tomorrow, and it's supposed to, if it follows the track that it currently is, it's supposed to go and hit the south central part of Florida sometime this weekend. Today is Wednesday, so I'm flying down Thursday. Storm hits Saturday or Sunday, and we'll be gone, hopefully, by that Tuesday, which is the day that I'm scheduled to fly out to come back up here. But as with most things that are weather related, you really don't know. Organized storm systems like hurricanes or other large weather patterns, there really is no certainty as to what direction that they're going to go in. They can go in pretty much any direction they want, and there's all kinds of reasons why they would go in one direction versus another, but even that isn't set in stone. There's so many different ways that the patterns can change. This thing may not even become a hurricane, but right now, as I record this, I think it's got like 60 mile an hour winds, which, that's nothing to sneeze at, especially if it's hitting Puerto Rico, which is still cleaning up from the last big hurricane that hit in that area. So good luck to all of them, certainly. But I don't know what direction this thing is going to take. And the problem, for me, if you want to look at first world problems, which is what this kind of is that the tickets I have, the airline tickets that I have, are non-refundable. So even if I wanted to delay it for the weekend after that or some other time, I'm going to lose out on the money that I've put down for these tickets. And there's not much I can do about that. Now, if I was flying down and it was potentially a Category 3 or above, even if it was a Category 2, which again is nothing to sneeze at, hurricane, I would just kind of say, okay, well, negotiate with the airlines and do what I can and try to get as much money as I can back for those tickets. But since I have no way really of knowing if it's going to, if there's going to be delayed flights, if there's going to be canceled flights, because until the hurricane actually is within 24 hours of making landfall, there's no definitive way to say it's going to go here, it's going to go there. That's the nature of hurricanes. There is no reason with hurricane season, as the old Jimmy Buffett song says. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows if I'm going to be able to get down there? They may cancel flight. I doubt they would. 2 to 3 days before a hurricane is actually supposed to hit, I don't think they would cancel flights, but they could. Don't think they will though. And the same thing with flights going back, because if there's a lot of canceled flights on Saturday and Sunday, well, there'll be a ton of people that will have canceled flights, and the airlines will be scrambling to figure out how to get them all out of there. So if it turns out that I have problems getting back, I will then have to make alternative plans to make my way back up here. Now, one thing I could do, and I've certainly made this drive before, I'll have a rental car while I'm down there. I could just call the rental car company and, instead of turning it back in Orlando on Tuesday, just say, I'm going to keep the car for another day or so and drive it back up here to Virginia, and then just pay whatever the penalty is for a one-way rental versus picking it up at the airport and dropping it off at the airport. And that's kind of, those are my two big alternatives. Somewhat less of an alternative, I could maybe take the train back, which I don't think I'd really want to do that, but I could. Except I think that if there's lots of canceled flights, that the trains are going to be full as well. Full as well, trying to get back to the north. So it's going to be an interesting couple of days. Now, I haven't really experienced an actual hurricane since I was a kid. The last one I actually went through, because I grew up in South Florida, was in 1967, I think it was the last major hurricane that hit while I lived in South Florida. After that, there wasn't a major hurricane that hit South Florida until Andrew in 1992. Now, I have experienced tropical storms and high winds. There was one that came through, oh wow, what was that? I can't remember what the name of the storm was, but I was with my son in West Virginia, and I was scheduled to bring him and a lot of his friends back from a church trip. And that was an adventure, which I won't go into right here, maybe another day. I may have already talked about it. But the winds that were howling through that area that we were in West Virginia, and we're talking West Virginia. So the storm that came through had to go through all of the mountains and everything else, and we were getting 40 to 70 mile an hour gusts. And that was no picnic. Though it's, we were in a big school, so we were fine. But going through large storms like that can be hazardous, and it's certainly not a whole lot of fun. But I mean, where you are is where you are, and whatever the weather is where you are is what you have to deal with. And so that's what I'm going to have to do. Whatever the weather is while I'm in Daytona over this weekend, well, that's what I'm going to have to deal with. And the consequences, not so much going down, I'm still not really worried about that, but the consequences of coming back because of this big storm system, you do what you got to do. Fortunately, I do have family in that area, so worst case scenario, I have to spend a few extra days, oh gosh darn, then I've got someplace I can go. So part of the reason, the other reason why I'm recording is I used, the last time I recorded a Guy's Daily Drive, I was using a shotgun microphone that I just picked up, and yeah, it wasn't great. It really was not that great. So I've disconnected that, and all I basically have connected right now, as far as recording sound, is this is the microphone that is directly off the iPod Touch that I recorded Guy's Daily Drive with. And in all this time that I've been recording Guy's Daily Drive, I don't think I've ever done it with the built-in microphone that's in the iPod Touch. Part of the reason why I haven't is I'm not using the best camera that is on the iPod Touch. I'm using the front-facing camera so that I can see myself and I can make sure that the shot is centered and all the rest of that other happy stuff. So I'm curious, is the microphone that is being used right now to record a front-facing camera, is that a different microphone than what's used when you use the rear-facing camera? I don't know. Does it sound better? Does it sound worse? I've struggled so much trying to get audio into this thing, and maybe the whole time I've overthought it. Could be. Shouldn't have. But that's what I do when it comes to audio. I try 16,000 different things and sometimes never come up with a decent solution. But that is, I think, going to do it, and I will check the audio later. And if this works, I'm going to be really pissed because I have spent a lot of time and not an insignificant amount of money trying to get better audio. So if you would like to help sponsor me in my quest for better audio, and it is a quest, you can go to patreon.com/MacParrot and do a monthly donation. You can do a one-time donation at coffee.com, ko-fi.com/MacParrot. Or my brandy new way that you can help support me, and that's to go to PayPal. Go through PayPal. PayPal.me/MacParrot. You can make a donation there. If you do make a donation, thank you so very, very much. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm very, very grateful that you've taken the time, effort, and opened your wallet to help fund all these crazy things that I like to do. Of which, not only is there Guy's Daily Drive, there is also the Mac to the Future Go livecast that I will be doing tonight with, Warren's not going to be on tonight, I'll be doing it with Dave Ginsburg. And what else? I don't know. Send me an email, guy@mymac.com, VertShark or MacParrot over on the Twitters. So many different ways to get a hold of me. Basically, if you type in Guy Searle, you will probably find 16,000 different ways, some of which I've probably forgotten about, that you can contact me. But contact me, you should. Tell me what you think of the show, how I can make it better, how I can make it worse, how I can make it funnier. And we will work on that together. So one last time, thank you for downloading, watching, and or listening to Guy's Daily Drive. And I will see you on the other side of a hurricane. Maybe.